Good morning, everyone. Gazalelo here, Bondi Guru. I hope you're all doing wonderful. I thought I'd jump on here and I wanted to do a very casual chat this morning. It's Sunday morning here and I have my morning coffee with me. And I'd like to have a little bit of a chat around what I do, the work that I present, and in particular, the Daily Intuitive Horoscopes, what they are, where they come from. So I'll dive into it now. Okay. And I do this also because of the type of questions that I often get. So when people ask, for example, hey, do I read sun sign, moon sign, or rising? I don't know. My answer to that question is, I don't know, up to you. I have no idea. Read whatever you like. And the reason I say that, sorry, that came across a bit harsh. Read whatever you like. That's not what I meant. But the reason I say that is because the intuitive horoscopes are just that, intuitive horoscopes. That's why I write the word intuitive horoscopes. Otherwise, they would just be horoscopes, right? So they're intuitive, means that they are purely based on intuition. I don't know anything about astrology. I don't know anything about star signs. I've never studied these things, and it's never been important to me, ever. Now, that being said, of course, yes, I understand that I deliver these intuitive forecasts under the banner of star signs, because I do have people go, well, then why do you do star signs if, and I'll tell you why. Because many, many years ago, someone, which was one of my brothers, was looking at creating a magazine. He said, hey, can you do horoscopes for me? I said no, because I don't know anything about horoscopes. Now, I was in 26, 27, so early, mid-20s. No, don't know anything. But the reason he asked me is because I've always done intuitive work. From a very young age, since I was 12, I have done intuitive work, right? A very long time. And I said no at the time because I didn't know anything about them. And my younger brother, bless his little cotton woolies, he came up to me and he said, hey, look, even though you don't know anything about star signs, don't you do everything intuitively? Why don't you just write them based on intuition? You should know these things. That's what you do. And I was like, yeah, maybe you're right. Why don't I give it a go? So I was writing them. So back then I wrote a set of daily forecasts based purely on intuition. I didn't know anything about astrology. The only thing I knew was that I was a Pisces. By the way, those of you that keep asking, I'm a Pisces. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what it meant to be a Pisces. I was never really involved in horoscopes or overly interested. I knew what horoscopes were, what star signs were, but I wasn't really overly interested in them. And so, So I wrote a set of forecasts from like a day or something, or day or two. And immediately they were a hit. Immediately. I sent it to a bunch of people I knew. And the feedback was profound. And that was it. Then I think I was 26 or 27. That was it. It never stopped. It started there. And that's where the Daily Intuitive Horoscopes were born. And so over the years, I still didn't go and study astrology. And I did that intentionally. One, because it's not really of interest to me. But two, because I didn't want anything to get in the way of my intuition. Sometimes, in fact, a lot of times I find, and this is my experience, I'm not saying that you should be like this or that anybody in the world should be like this. It's just my experience, it's my path. I find that the more knowledge that one has can also become very intellectual and interfere with access to intuition. So I didn't want all the knowledge about the planets and astrology and things like that. I didn't want to learn it because I knew for me what was more important was, and still is, intuition. Now, how I have worked on mastering my craft, is that what they say? Over the last however many years, 20 something years now, that's been a long time, is through practicing present moment awareness. And so practicing present moment awareness, you'll notice, is something that is in the daily forecasts. And these daily intuitive horoscopes are written for, or videoed, recorded or whatever, for a particular type of person. And I'll explain who that is. It's a person that wants to take full responsibility of their entire existence. Now, I'm not saying that that's an easy thing to do. It's really fucking hard. I'm not suggesting that that's easy. These forecasts are for people or the person that isn't waiting for somebody to come along and tell them all the answers and isn't waiting to be saved from outside. It's for the person that wants to dive deeper and know who they are, understand how their mind works, how their body works, how they can access their intuition, how they can make decisions in their lives that are true for them. That's who I write these or record these for. It's not for somebody that wants predictions, because there are no predictions. I don't predict anything. It's not for people that want tarot readings. I don't care for any of those things. I never have. I'm not interested in anything like that. And I bring that up in particular because I have people that ask the question of what modality do you use, or tarots or whatever. I don't do tarots. I don't know what they are. I don't care. Not interested. There's no therapeutical modality that I use based on traditional therapy because I don't care for it. It's not important to me. I'm not saying those things don't work. It's just not my area. My area is present moment awareness and accessing intuition. What I do is I have a great ability through present moment awareness, which I believe anybody can do this, but through present moment awareness, I have a great ability to be so super present that not a single thought can cross my mind in the moments when I'm working. So if I'm working with you as an individual, or you can have a room of 50 people, same thing. I don't miss a thing. Not because, hey, I'm so special, look at me. No, not at all. Because of my great ability to truly be in the here and now. And that is rare. That is a very rare thing, right? Because most people go and work and study and work on how to be a coach. They go and work and study on how to be an astrologer, how to be this, how to be... It's very rare that people realize and recognize the true power that they have is present moment awareness. So when I'm in the present moment, let's say we're working in a session, excuse me, or a group session, I don't miss a thing. I don't say everything because there's a time and place for certain conversations, but I don't miss a thing. You can't. When you're fully present, can't miss a thing. So every moment, every breath you take, every shift in the eye, I don't care if your eyelash moves, I'll notice it, right? Present moment awareness again. Every single thought that crosses your mind has a particular weight. It's an energy. None of it gets missed. It's a thought that crosses your mind that is interpreted back to me in the form of energy. That's basically what I'm feeling. Excuse me. And so through that, then I know what you're thinking. Not because, oh, I can read your mind and look at me, I'm so amazing. None of that stuff. And if that's how you're seeing this, then that's a problem. Because then you start placing your power in people. Not at all. My greatest, most incredible expertise is simply present moment awareness. That's it. And through that, you get your daily intuitive horoscopes. Through that, you get to learn what the work is for you to do, to understand what it means to take full responsibility of your entire existence. And it's pattern recognition. I have great ability to just hear you talk. Talk to me for 5 seconds. You don't even have to talk. 5, 10 seconds, 15, 20 seconds, the pattern's recognized. Oh, I see what's going on here. So this is your pattern. And then I show you how to work with that pattern in session together. And You can go and do these things without, you don't necessarily need people to do it with. It makes it a lot easier to have somebody there that can recognize the pattern and not necessarily call you out, but keep drawing your attention back to the present moment, which is what I do in sessions. So it's the power of present moment awareness that gives me this masterful skill to make sure that nothing gets missed, to make sure that I can see all the patterns that are going on. And I only present one pattern at a time. You can't present 30 patterns in the space of 45 minutes, for example, in a session, and then expect that person to go, oh, yay, I get it. Now I'm going to go and do this. It's too overwhelming. It's one thing at a time. You can only face and deal with parts of yourself, as an example, in terms of pattern recognition, when there's safety. If the part of you doesn't feel safe to reveal itself to you, it doesn't matter what you do, it's not going to reveal itself to you. I could talk about that for hours on end, which I won't. Okay, that's my morning chit chat. I wanted to do this Sunday morning chat. I won't go on any further. I just wanted to simply let you know Daily Intuitive Horoscopes have nothing to do with astrology. My one-on-one intuitive sessions have nothing to do with your coaching methods, or I've never studied coaching. I've never been interested. It's got nothing to do, excuse me, I've got a few allergies at the moment. It's got nothing to do with therapy, anything of that nature. Even though I'm dealing with parts of you, I'm doing it intuitively. I know some people say, oh, that's internal family systems in terms of therapeutic modality. I haven't gone into internal family systems, so I don't know it. It's just based purely on intuition, okay? And it's the same thing with the group work that I do. It's recognizing through present moment awareness exactly what's going on with every group member in real time, and then presenting that back to you as though there's a mirror in front of you for you to recognize the parts that you haven't looked at, haven't dealt with, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to dive any deeper than that right now. Have a wonderful Sunday, and I look forward to connecting with you all a little bit later. Thank you.